Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to be talking about physical abuse and emotional abuse. Now there are four main types of abuse. We have physical, emotional, sexual, and neglect. Now I only experienced two of those abuses, which is physical abuse and emotional abuse with my mom. And so what she did was, okay, I guess I'll talk about what she whooped us with. So growing up, we got whooped with belts, switches, extension cords, and she whooped me with a bat one time. Only one time. I mean, not that that's a good thing, but yeah, she whooped me with a bat one time. Now with the belts were her go-to thing. So that's what she mainly whipped us with. She would also use hands too. So like she would slap us. Oh my gosh, we got slapped. And when I say we got slapped, y'all, we got slapped off guards. And y'all know that off guards are like the worst slaps you can get. I just remember my face being so sore and red after she would do it. And I used to just be crying and everything. And also with switches and belts, they leave bruises. So and the thing about the switches is that the switches, once you get whipped with a switch, scar immediately starts bleeding, you know what I'm saying? So you know it's bad. And at that time I thought that getting whipped with belts was just like a normal thing, but it's not. Now that I'm older, I've learned that was abuse, physical abuse. And so she would do that all the time. Like she didn't feel bad at all after she would do it. I remember this one time, and this is how I knew my mom was evil. Because this one time, I don't remember what I did. She literally sat up here and slapped me out of nowhere. I'm talking about slapped me so hard in the face out of nowhere. And I think at that time we were on our way out to my grandma's house. And this is how I knew she was evil. Because, see, this is the type of person my mom was. Whenever she would like whoop us or something like that, she would brag about it to her friends or whatever. So when we went out to my grandma's house, this is I don't remember the conversation she was having with whoever she was talking to. The only thing I remember her saying is, yeah, I slept that hard. I was like, really? Like, really? You out here bragging about slapping the me? You know what I'm saying? And that's what made me think that, you know what I'm saying, this woman, she's evil as like, she is really, really evil. And so she did that. And when I say this woman, it's like she never felt bad about hitting us or saying rude things to us. It's like she never ever felt bad. Like I said, I'm saying us because I have two other brothers, but she hardly ever did them like that. It was always me. And so she was bad at the name calling. Oh my gosh, the number one name that this woman loved to call me on a daily basis. When I say every day, I mean every day, and I'm not exaggerating this at all. I mean every single day. This woman will call me a every single day. It wasn't one day that went by that I did not get called a like every single day. And this is a part of the verbal abuse. I was just talking and just going on. But verbal abuse is a non-physical behavior such as insulting, intimidating, pretty much trying to take control over you, like just checking in on you all the time, name calling, putting you down. All that is considered verbal abuse. So with the name calling, she will call me every single day, y'all. I'm talking about every single day. I was like, you know, it was to the point where I just got so used to it. Like, I got so used to it. So she would call me a slut, a whore, mouth, raggedy, and she would call me an ignorant. Those are the main names that she would call me. But her number one go-to name to always call me was a. And y'all, when I say it was like these names. Okay, so you know how the saying goes, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. That is a lie, because words do hurt, and especially when they come from your own damn mother. It's like whenever she would just like call me out of my name, period, it was like like supernatural for me to just instantly start crying, because it hurted my feelings. And you know what, I believe that's why I'm a sensitive person to this day. When I say I'm overly sensitive, like I literally cry at everything. And so yeah, she would just say these words, and they were so hurtful, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, when I sit back and when I think about this today, I always wonder, like, you know, like, did she ever feel bad saying this stuff to me? Like, it doesn't seem like she did, because she would just still be her normal self after she just cursed the hell out of me. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't understand it. But for as long as I live, I'll never forget these two things my mom told me. And this is how I knew that something was wrong with her. The number one thing is that she told me one day we were doing something, I don't know, and she told me this more than once. And I guess that's also why it sticks out to me so much. She told me, and she looked me dead in my eye, and she said, the doctor must have given me the wrong baby, because I don't know where the you came from. That is what she told me. And y'all, when I said it hurted my feelings so bad, because that just confirmed and just let me know that she did not want me as a child. You know, and it's sad to say, but she did not want me. You know, and then the next thing she said, one day I was sitting at the table, I was eating some spaghetti, and during this time she was drinking. And that's another thing. Whenever my mom drinks, I'm not saying that she was an alcoholic, but whenever she drinks, for some reason, it's like she turns into the devil. I mean, she's already the devil, but it's like whenever she would drink, it was worse. And I knew that every single time, like literally every single time she would drink, I knew that she was coming to me and she was gonna come and start some. It happened every single time. Why, y'all, I honestly do not know, but I put up with so many years. And so I was just sitting at the table, and she was just looking at me, and out of nowhere she says, I should have put some embalming fluid in your food. Now at that time, I didn't know what embalming mean, but I never forgot what she said. And one day I went on the internet and I looked up what embalming mean, and when I saw what it meant, I was like, why did she tell me that? Like, why would you sit up here and tell your daughter that? Why would you sit up here and tell anyone that? Because why would you do that? Like, y'all, when I say my mom is evil, my mom is evil. I am not over exaggerating it. And to the people that know her, they're brainwashed. And one thing about my mom is that she always plays this victim role. And it's like, when she told me, and she also told me she hated me. She told me she hated me like twice. She did tell me to my face that she wished I was dead. That hurted my feelings too. And it's just like, you know, it is like at one point I was just like, you know what, like, you know what I'm saying, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, of course, each time she told me this stuff, you know, I cried, because it really hurt, because she was just so mean to me, y'all. And I don't know why. Like, to this day, I don't know why she is so mean. And she still, before I cut her off, she still was with the name calling, still with the yelling, still thinking she has control over me. And I believe that's what she hates the most. She hates that she cannot do the things that she used to do when I was little and when I was in my teenage years. She hates that she can't do that, and it's hurting her. You see what I'm saying? But it's so sad, because I know that there are probably some kids out here who's going through this type of stuff with their parents. And it's not just with parents. You can be in a relationship and you can have an abuser, you know. So it's not just with, you know, kids and their parents, but this is just personally what I went through with my mom. And it's so sad. And so what helped me to deal with it, now of course when I was a child, I just had to deal with it. To be honest, I just had to deal with it. Now there have been times, I promise you, there have been times when I contemplated sneaking out my window and going to the damn police station and just telling them what's going on at home, how this woman is treating me. Like, I contemplated that so many times, but I never did it. And the only reason why I never did it, because I thought to myself, I was like, okay, well, if you go to the police and tell them about how she treats you, then guess what? You're probably gonna get taken away from her. And I did not want that. Even though she was treating me like I didn't want to get taken away from her. So that's why I never did anything. I wanted to go to one of her friends, but of course I knew that that wasn't a good idea, because the only thing they would have done was go back and tell her, and then I was gonna for sure be in for it then. You know what I'm saying? So I had nobody to talk to. I mentioned it to some of my friends, but you know, they really couldn't do anything. But I never really just like I couldn't talk to nobody about it, and because of that I pretty much just let it build all up. Because, you know, just imagine someone physically abusing you, calling you all these types of names, making you feel unwanted, letting you know that you're not wanted, and you just have to sit up here, you just have to deal with it on an everyday basis. You just have to sit up here and deal with it. And it's so sad, because but now how I deal with it, or how I've dealt with it, was I brought it to her attention. You know, I know that if you're a child, it's hard if you're experiencing this, because you may not want to tell anyone, you know. So I know it may be hard, but my advice would be to talk to somebody. Even if you don't want to talk to a friend or a family member, talk to a complete stranger. There are also some support groups on Facebook that I'm a part of, and you know, where a lot of people who go through this same type of stuff, they just talk about it in the group, and it actually makes you feel better. So that would be my advice. If you can't afford a counselor or a therapist, just talk to somebody. And also journal, write it down. Writing things down works very well, because you're getting all of that off your chest. So just write it down. No child deserves to sit up here and get whooped with a belt, whooped with a switch, get a shoe thrown at them, get slapped in the face. Nobody deserves that, period. So if you are going through this, I strongly suggest talking to someone. And if you're in a relationship with someone who's abusive in any type of way, do your best to get away from it. And I'm not trying to sit up here and make it seem like, oh, my mom, she's just this super bad person. But out of all of my years living with my mom, her bad outweighed the good. Like, I literally don't have a memorable moment remembering the good times, like a good time that me and my mom had. Like, I don't remember it at all. Like, if I were in school and a teacher were to ask me, who is your role model, you know, who was your role model growing up, it would most definitely not be my mom. And like I said, it just is what it is. I'm just being completely honest, and I'm talking about this because this is real. Physical and especially verbal abuse is real, you know. And now, you know, my mom thinks that I'm supposed to just sit up here and have this goody relationship with her. No, it doesn't work like that. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't work like that, you know. And it's so sad, because I sit up here and I look at my kids, because I have 2 kids, and I sit up here and I look at them. Like, sometimes when they're just playing with their toys, I sit up here and I look at them, and I look at their little faces, and I wouldn't dare sit up here and call them out their name. I wouldn't dare look my kids in their eyes and tell them that I hate them, that I wish that they were dead, that they make me sick. I wouldn't dare do that to them. And for her to do that to me, it's a shame. Even if she did experience something in her childhood, to have her acting the way she is, the way she was and still is, I don't feel pity for her. I really don't. Because if I don't care, you know exactly what you're saying when you tell your kids evil. You know exactly what you're saying, and for that I cannot respect her, and that is why I cut her off. I don't need that type of behavior around my kids, because if you sit up here and curse me out, then guess what? You could potentially curse them out too. And that's just... All right, sorry guys, my camera went dead. But what I was saying was, if you can sit up here and curse me out like that, then you will potentially curse my children out like that. And I just cannot be around that behavior, and I cannot have my kids around that behavior. And with that being said, this is pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If any of you guys are out there experiencing this right now, comment in the comment section below and let's talk about it. Like, we can all heal together, because I'm not gonna say that I'm all the way healed. I'm still healing right now. Do not let anyone or anything stop you from living the life that you deserve. And with that being said, I will see you guys in my next video.